Francisco are very concerned about the combination of racism, police brutality, and police immunity that is a part of the culture of the San Francisco Police Department and the city of San Francisco. And it does not have to be that way. As an academic and a professional and a doctor who's only practiced here my whole profession here in San Francisco, I love this city in spite of being evicted myself from the city in San Francisco. I love the people of San Francisco. I've taken care of people here for 15 years in San Francisco, whether they're CEOs of oil companies, whether they're recent undocumented migrants, whether they're recently evicted homeless people who are living in the streets. I've taken care of everybody in this city and I love them all. And what I ask you and beg you is to use your power and to use your intelligence to recruit our assistants as medical professionals, to use the public health department, to see police killings, every single police killing, as a public health notified. Police violence killed more people in the United States than pneumonia and flu combined. So we have vaccinations for pneumonia and we have vaccinations for flu because we're so concerned about the mortality of these things amongst our population. But we don't have any vaccinations against law enforcement deaths. Law enforcement related deaths must be counted, tracked, and reported like any other cause of mortality affecting public health. Currently, there is no reliable public health data on the number of police killings because of long-standing resistance from police departments to publicly disclose this information. We had the San Francisco Firearm Injury Reporting System for a year, 15 years ago, a collaboration between public health advocates, the San Francisco PD, and the city. Since then, there has been no system of accountability to or oversight from the public for these deaths. In 2016, it is alarming that we have to rely upon a newspaper in the UK to track and report deaths at the hands of police. We have an excellent public health system in this country that allows us to track real-time national occurrences of notifiable diseases. Doctors in the public health department need to be directly involved because the people that we serve, my patients, are being killed in the street by the San Francisco Police Department. By what they see. Police, like doctors, have our lives in their hands. Police, like doctors, work in the service of the public and should ultimately be required to answer directly to this public. But unlike doctors, there are laws that allow police to use deadly force even when the situations call for de-escalation or tactics to ensure that the most vulnerable people are mentally ill are safe. These laws need to change, and the training of officers must change, because we are not at war here in this city. And the combination of racism, police violence, and police immunity create a lethal mixture which we are watching manifest all over this great country, and right now here in our beloved city of San Francisco. Just as epidemic outbreaks can threaten public health, so can police violence, especially when immunity leaves our community feeling vulnerable, and when civil unrest ensues. And civil unrest is going to ensue. And I do not want to see what's happened to Ferguson. I do not want to see what's happened in this country, in other places, happen to this great city that has a history of great human rights, great tolerance, great respect, great ability to work across disciplines. As a doctor, I remember that the body is a fragile thing, and the civil body is a fragile thing, and it can break under too much stress. How can it be in a city such as San Francisco, with its incredible history of diversity and support for human rights, with its legendary status as a place of tolerance and openness, and with its present wealth that could be channeled in ways to bring the best of all possible worlds? How can it be that 5 of our fellow citizens are now willing to forfeit their very lives just to draw our attention to this particular violence that continues to traumatize our communities? And I ask myself, what kind of city are we now living in? And I ask myself, what kind of city do we want to be living in? As a doctor, I wish to remind my fellow community servants, which includes you, law enforcement, and the leadership, that our duty is to serve, and our service is to safeguard the health of our communities, each and every member. We are not serving when we escalate the potency of disease, and we are not serving when our intervention results in heightened conflict, harm, or death. I ask that the police officers and city officials in San Francisco have the courage to step forward and break the code of silence around the department so that together we can bring forth a new vision of policing, one that works with the public and with local and national health departments and with health providers, and one that holds community health for everybody as its center. Thank you so much.